Hello, it's Nienke here from Nienks.com, and I'm going to use the Trucking Along bundle today, and I'm also going to use a sentiment from the Pick of the Patch, which is new to me. I got the punch too, so that is something that will be coming shortly, some extra things, but I'm going to use the sentiment from there, and then I'm going to use this very cute truck that we love. I know the punch is still out of stock, but it's coming back pretty soon. The stamp set is available right now. Okay, so let's jump in. I love fall, love making fall cards. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of fall cards coming. I have not forgotten about the the alternatives we want to make with the free stamp set we got in the paper pumpkin. I know about that. It's right here on my desk waiting for me to get to it. Okay, so I have a card base of Cajun Craze. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. That's just in the landscape style. And then I have a piece of embossed very vanilla. I embossed that with the Basics 3D embossing folder. Let me show you. So it's this one. Looks like that. Here it is. All, can you see that? Yeah. So all nice and done. And then that folder comes in a 3-pack. It's got the dots and then this like flower star pattern and the lines. So we're going to use that. Let me just scooch all my other pieces up. And then I wanted to, just for a little bit of a rustic feel here, just tore my edges. I'm going to do some watercoloring now, and I have a fun little extra I'm going to use for the truck. So let's get those edges torn. I'm going to hold up on putting that in. Now these were designer series papers from a while ago. I still had them left, so I thought let's use it up. That is my hope for this year, to use stuff up, because I have mountains of things. I'm going to glue this little dude down before I lose them, okay? And then we'll get to the fun stamping part, and we can put everything on. So this is like your little hole reinforcer that you get with your tailor-made tag dies. They're in the annual catalog, and I got both of these tags from that. Yeah, I have a lot of parts for this card, but you know what, it's going to be worth it. It really is. There we go. So I glued that little dude down. Okay, so this is Cajun Craze, and this is very vanilla. So I like using vanilla for fall. I feel like it just works. Okay, let's grab this. I'm just going to grab my Pierce mat here for stamping. Remember, if you have a photopolymer stamp, you want to use some cushioning underneath. I think I have the sentiment mounted. Wow, oh yes, excellent. And I'm going to stamp that in Ole Espresso. Let's just try and get this sort of straight. I'm going to leave a little space on the left, and then just give it a second. There we go. So there is our sentiment, a harvest of blessings. I love that. Okay, let's get to the fun part. Do I have any of these stamps mounted? I don't think so. Nope. Okay, you know what? Before we have an catastrophe, let's close this up. There we go. Grab a black. And now we can put this cute card together. We will need this one, and is the other one still on here somewhere? Must be, because I can't. Oh, here it is. There we go. And the wheels. So I'm going to stamp the outline of the truck in black. Now I did stamp the sentiment in Cajun Craze, so I don't know. I stamped the sentiment in Early Espresso. Now I'm pretty sure you could stamp the truck in Early Espresso too. It would be fine. I don't know. I'm just thinking, let's do the truck in black. I like the little bit of a warmer feel. The Early Espresso is so dark, it feels like black anyway, but it just gave it a bit of a little bit of a warmer feel. Ish, words this morning. Like I said, I do my videos very early in the morning, so I'm still waking up most of the time. There we go. Close this up. I am going to use Just Jade for my truck. Now, if you still have Just Jade, it is an excellent substitution for Lost Lagoon. I know. I will do a comparison for you next month when I get my actual Lost Lagoon spot. But I mean, this is the mint macaron, and I'm actually using it's mint macaron, and I'm using the mint macaron ribbon, which is retired. Now the Just Jade. Now I'm gonna just lightly ink this up. Car, are you sticking to my block? Because I don't want to get ink in that little window. The minute you get ink in that little window of your car, it transfers to your project. I don't know. Let me know if you have this set. Oh, and the other trick is I don't worry about the size of the car. I only line up the little window. Line up the window and you're going to stamp it perfectly every time. There we go. See? And I don't mind that it's not stamped solid. You see, it's like lighter areas, darker areas that has this. I don't mind it with the track because that's stamping, right? It doesn't need to look printed. It's hand stamped. What I was saying about the Just Jade, if you have Just Jade, it's a very good chameleon color for mint macaron that we don't have anymore, and for Lost Lagoon. Let me see. I'm looking for a Lost Lagoon piece of paper to show you, but I'll show you next time. So be sure to subscribe when I get my next paper pumpkin. It has the Lost Lagoon ink spot in. So we'll check out Just Jade and Lost Lagoon, okay? Like I said, if you have Just Jade, you can definitely use that. Did I wipe off this, dude? I think I did. Yep. Now that's a good way to check. Just stick it on your finger. I'm going to use basic gray for the inside of the wheels. I felt like black was just too solid. I like the gray. I'm going to pull it towards me just for a second so I can actually see what I'm doing. I line up the little circles right in the middle, and if you have that lined up, that works very well. So there is our truck. Now there is no pumpkin on this set. There is these beautiful sunflowers that I want to use sometime. You have these little ones that can work very well for spring. Just use like nice bright colors. You have the Christmas, you have the summer one that I already used. If you haven't seen that, you can just go down to like my previous videos and you can find the bright pink summer one I did with this. And you have obviously the Christmas tree. Now I would have loved a pumpkin. There's no pumpkin in there. You do have this little dude that comes from the set. I just quickly stamped him as a little practice, but you do have the stem, you have the leaves, you have these. You can even stamp and fussy cut those leaves if you would like, but you can definitely use this little guy. He fits perfectly in there. I'll show you now when I punch him out. Let's punch him out. So he fits in the truck. If I can get my hands in the right spots, that'll be great. There we go. And this paper is going to fly everywhere. I'm going to leave this little pot to stamp my pumpkin. So you can see that he fits in there perfectly. So if you have the pumpkin patch and you want to use that, do that. I wanted a bit more oomph here because I wanted a bigger effect, if you can say that. So I decided to use the Gather Together, and I'm going to use, I'm going to use this one. Hold the phone. Oh, here we go. It's right here. I'm going to use these pumpkins, and they are not going to fit on the truck perfectly. They're too much pumpkin for one truck, if you want to put it that way. But hey, our blessings are bigger that can fit, right? So crafty girls do what they want, and I'm going to use these. You use whatever you want. Okay, I'm using Cajun Grace. Now, ideally, I would let this stand for a little bit. If I thought about it, I should have stamped that first and give it a minute to dry while I do all the other stuff before we do our watercoloring. You know what? I may do that. Let's give this guy just a couple of seconds to dry. The reason why is so that it doesn't bleed too much. That is why. So I use those pumpkins. We're going to watercolor them now. Let's put this guy together while we wait for that. Did I start to say something and then not finish it again? Can't remember. So I'm going to try. I just saw the edges like you saw, nothing fancy, just whichever way it wanted to go. And the only thing I'm really watching is my spacing at the side. Then I'm going to add this piece. Look at this beautiful golden copper at the back. Sometimes it's hard to pick which one. I'm going to put this one at a little angle right there. Oh, that just there is pretty. Maybe a little drop. Okay, let's do this. Get these pumpkins, gold pumpkins on there. This was one of my first packs of paper. I'm just putting it like a smidge down from center and then just lining up that pieces there. This paper pack was one of my first I ever got. I loved it. I still love it. Let's add here. I'm not forgetting the ribbon. I decided to put the ribbon on last, so otherwise it made it's a bit of bulky ribbon, that. So I decided to just pretend it went through the hole. Otherwise I'm not going to pop this up. I think that's one of the big reasons I'm popping up the car, not the label. So there we go. I have a little piece of glue right there. Oh, it's from the too much glue on the tab, that's why. I was wondering where that came from. If you don't have one of these handy dandy glue erasers, I would really suggest you get one. There we go. What else can we do? I think that's about it for now. Okay, let's grab this guy and our water brush, and I'm going to start off with, this is Bumblebee. You can use crushed curry. It will work perfectly. Bumblebee and crushed curry I use interchangeably. So you use whichever one you have. Not too much water. And I'm just gonna add this almost to the entire area, because I just want that to be my full color. and I don't want to use too much water or it will bleed. Okay, that is about as much of that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to use Cajun Craze for the shadow areas or the shading areas, and then we're going to brighten it up with pumpkin pie. So just at the bottom of the stem, on the outside, anywhere where there's maybe some shadow, like so. And the same with this one, this little area up here, the side, the bottom, and then this side over here. I think I need a little bit more water here actually, but I don't want to get it too wet. There we go. So it's not anything fancy, it's not major, you're just adding some depth. And the last one to bright it all up with will be pumpkin pie. Now these three colors you could have used bumblebee, pumpkin pie, and then Cajun Craze, I think, without even worrying about washing your brush. Should have been, would be fine. Okay, let's see if that's enough ink. Oh yeah, it is. You see how that pumpkin pie just brightens it up, brings it to life. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I love the depth that watercoloring brings to something. It's really fun. Okay, I think that is all the stamping done. Let's move this out of the way. Put the lid back there, and then I have already die cut this one, so I don't need to run away, and it's dry, so I can actually work with it. I'm going to add that to my truck. Or am I going to, I'm going to add it first. So just a smidge of glue right at the bottom, and then, isn't that fun? I love it. It's like the biggest harvest ever. Okay, and we need to pop this guy up with some dimensionals, and we're just going to use 3, I think. 1, 2, 3. And while we're busy, let's see if that scissors. Oh no. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to snip a little bit off there, and then let's cut this at an angle just for some interest. Here we go. Can pop this up. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. So this I had a lot of fun with. So many ideas and not enough time to do all of it. Okay, we're going to put a little car right there, a little truck. I love him. Look at my dimensional, it's peeking out the edge. Come off. There we go. Just reposition that. There we go. Take these backings off. Yep, so fall is coming. I'm planning on doing a lot of fall stuff. But hey, that is time dependent, I'm guessing. Okay, there we go. Now let's add our ribbon. So this is a very short piece. It's 3 inches. And I'm just going to tie a little knot like that. Get it in the middle. use that side. There we go, like so. And I think I'm going to angle cut this one just a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to angle cut that a little bit or no. No, let's just fray it a little bit. There we go. That's better. This ribbon frays really quickly. Glue dots. Here we go. It frays quite a bit, so instead of fighting it, just use it. Use it to your advantage. This is very rustic, so come on, rustic. Let me fray it a little bit more. Here we go. And let's let it go that way. I'm just popping it in like so with a glue dot. There we go. Oh, come on. And then we need some bling, right? Now I have these Naturals adhesive back sequins. It's a sequence without the hole in the middle, like that. Let's leave it under there so that we can see. And because of the gold on here, I am going to add some gold right here. A big one there, and then a little one and a little one. There we go. And then I also did my inside. So I just cut a piece of Very Vanilla, stamped half the truck on there. See what I say about like darker areas, lighter areas, how nice it looks. On here, it doesn't need to be a solid image. So let's do the inside, and then I did exactly the same with the envelope. So there's the inside. Very pretty. Outside, look how nice that looks together. And then I stamped the envelope too. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed this card. If you made it to the end of the video, please like and subscribe, and I will be back with a whole lot more fun. Bye bye.